Hello, and welcome to Hello Main Street, where we talk about thought provoking ideas for fellow entrepreneurs, some great business tips for you. And today we're going to be talking about buying a franchise. Now, why would somebody want to buy a franchise? A couple of different reasons. One, there's hundreds of choices out there. Even in the month of September, they're having a convention in Orlando, actually, where business owners or somebody who's wanting to get into business is actually going to go there. They can meet the franchisors and see what business would resonate with them. If you didn't want to do that, there is a website and you can go and there's just hundreds of them that you can go through. So anything from dog walking to having a UA business, which is very different, right? So, couple of great things of why people want to buy a franchise is because it is a proven model. Oftentimes, people want to avoid as much risk as possible. And with a franchise comes brand recognition. And do keep in mind, such as like McDonald's, right? The higher the brand recognition, the more the franchise will cost because they're putting those dollars and everything back into that marketing piece of it for you. Um, Also, know that there is a protection in Washington State through the Department of Financial Institution. So that is there to help franchisees when you're going to go into business as a franchise. So keep that in mind. The other thing is you want to do is read the fine print. So many times, and I'm guilty of this just as much, but so many times people will get a contract. They'll trust the person that's on the other side of the table there, and they'll just sign, right? Really read the fine print because that's where you're going to see all of the details. You're going to want to know about has anybody else failed in this business? If so, what was their outcome or experience? What is the royalty cost going to be if the franchise does go under, or I decide, you know what, this really wasn't for me and I chose the wrong path. So you're going to want to know those. Also, to keep in mind that there are in Washington State, there are franchise attorneys as well that can review your documents. Of course, that is going to be a fee, but think of it as maintenance, right? Or preventative maintenance. It is the upfront cost that you're going to pay in case this franchise wasn't for you, or maybe there were some stipulations in there you weren't anticipating, and they were able to help you and to catch those. Also, keep in mind some franchisors, not everybody, but some franchisors will actually allow you to put in a clause in order to make sure that you are getting what you're requesting. And then if you needed an out for some reason, you can put that in there. Now, again, not all franchisors will do that. So just keep that in mind, but it doesn't hurt to ask, right? Because if we don't ask, then we won't know. Excuse me, I have a little tickle in my throat. And then also keep in mind that you're going to, when you do find a franchise and you're like, I want to know more about that franchise, I want to talk deeper into it, and I really want to get this up and going. You're going to sign, it's called an FDD, a franchise disclosure document. And with that, there comes a waiting period. So don't be alarmed if they're like, here, sign this, and then we'll talk in 10 days, right? Because they want to make sure that by law you've had time to review things, and not just they're just out there to sell something to you. So that is a protection for you. So don't think of it as a negative. So let me recap what I said. I've said a lot really quickly. If you are looking to be a business owner and don't want to start from scratch, don't want to start your own model, and you want to bring from something that somebody else has proven model, then a franchise is a great idea. Take a look at them. There's multiples of them, as I said. So really do your due diligence. Make sure that you read the fine print. That is huge. I see a lot of business owners who they just went through, signed things, and then didn't realize that, they had a 10-year contract, or that, if the franchise folded, they're going to owe X amount of dollars every month for royalties. So keep those things in mind because those are the things that are going to protect you. And then also, if you're just like, I'm not sure how to approach this, where to go, talk to a franchise attorney. They're there to help to guide you. And what I like about Washington State is we have an added protection in our state for franchisees. And so that's for our consumer protection, which is wonderful. So I'm glad for that. All righty. So keep those in mind. One last tip that I have for you is you will get in the contract, you will get a list of, the what the annual rates, excuse me, what they are getting as far as profit and loss and all of that. You'll see all of that documentation. You should also be receiving a list of the franchisees that are currently with the organization, and then franchisees that maybe have failed and they have left the organization. So you have the opportunity with this list to pick people randomly. And I highly recommend that. Don't just go off of, oh, talk to Sally or talk to Sue. Those are the people you want to speak with in regards to buying the franchise. I highly recommend that you just pick somebody randomly off that list, and especially contact multiple of them, not just one or two and go, okay, I'm good. And contact the people where it failed, right? Why did it fail? What happened? Was there some repercussion that could have been helped or avoided? Those are things that you'll want to know before you actually step in, because don't forget, you are signing a contract. And when you sign a contract, that means that that is going to be owed. Those royalties will be owed for whatever the period is, for whatever the terms are. So keeping that in mind. Okay. All right. If you have found this to be helpful, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode. And then also, to support us, please rate and review. This helps us to get the information out to other people who may not have heard about this episode or this podcast. So thank you so much and have a wonderful day.